First Bristol Vegan Fayre, yeah, we started in 2003, just did it for the crack.
Which bird species is said to propose with pebbles? A. Puffins. B. Penguins. Or seagulls?
Seagulls.
Nice.
You don't even need the multiple choice. You are correct.
I don't know how to pose this as a quiz question, but like I'll leave that to you. So guinea pigs, when they like wash their faces, they basically secrete like an antiseptic out their eyes. So like sometimes you'll see them and they have like milk like coming out their eyes. It's like a milky white liquid. And yeah, it's basically like their own like face wash that they like secrete from their eyeballs to like wash their faces.
You see, people don't know this. I don't know where we went wrong in the domestication process.
Well, I guess maybe that there wasn't really a domestication process. It's probably like the first
We'll have this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
That
it's
looks
like,
nice.
when you think about animals that are used for like food, and so like the animals that in my opinion have been like really domesticated, so like dogs, cows, pigs, like these like dangerous animals, right? You can't just take a wild boar and be like, I'm gonna do whatever. Whereas like a rabbit, you can kind of just put them in a box and they'll breed and they'll do what humans want them to do.
Right.
We haven't had to go through this entire process of like changing their behaviour and their biology.
Like breaking a horse.
Yeah,
Like, it's such
exactly.
a common term, but that's you changing
Yeah.
their wild
To make it
into.
controllable.
Yeah.
You know, we've introduced different colours and like sizes and shapes, but their behaviours haven't had to take them away because it doesn't really matter.
Like, I remember a school friend used to have a rabbit and she said, oh, it scratches me all the time. Like, whenever I get it, it scratches me all the time. Now I understand it's because it's completely unsocialized. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, it's lonely and it's kept in a hutch outside.
Like, so many people buy rabbits for kids and think, like, oh, they're like this fluffy little creature who we can cuddle. And rabbits are not like that. Like, I didn't ever go not watch Watership Down, but like, they're kind of savage.
I really wish it was.
An opportunity to better the business and become more ethical and actually like
We're going to listen to Bunny. What's the bunny's name? Bob?
Bob. I think it might be Bob.
It begins with B. It begins with B.
It's changed a few times. It was
Yeah.
Bob and then it was Benny and now it might be Bob again.
We're gonna listen to Bob and listen to this grassroots animal rights campaign, and it looks so good for business. But I wonder how much profit.
The profit from the animal sales themselves, I don't think is a lot. But the problem is like a business sense, Pets at Home use them as loss leaders. So they have the animals in there, firstly to get people in store, do like promote, they have like these kids workshops on school holidays and they're like, come and watch us feed the rabbits. So they do like,
Clever.
they market it as this like entertainment.
That's clever.
So first of all, get the parents with the kids in store looking at the hamsters. The kids obviously they're going to be like, I want more.
Of course.
Obviously.
Of course.
And when the parents buy a hamster, for example, or like any of the animals, you're essentially buying yourself a loyal customer because then they're going to go back to that store. You assume this is their local pet shop. They're going to go back for their food every month. They're going to go back to get more bedding. They're going to go for the toys. So you're basically buying yourself a 2-year customer. So I think that's where the logic of having animals in store comes from. They're not necessarily making a profit off the animals themselves, but also, you know, the impulse purchase thing. People go into Pets at Home, decide they want a hamster on the day, which means they're not just buying the hamster that day, they're buying the cage, they're buying all the setup, and a lot of pet shops will sell starter kits. So it's kind of like, you know, the animal is the catalyst for that purchase, but they're making the money on all the stuff that goes along with it. A lot of the staff members who work at these pet shops that actually genuinely care about the animals and they want the best for them. So they'll try and point people to like the best enclosures they sell But
Well, that
the
gives
enclosures are super expensive, and a lot of these people who are impulse purchasing, they don't want to like inconvenience themselves with buying a massive cage they've got to find a place for in their house. They want to like, you know, fit this animal into their lifestyle as conveniently as possible. So obviously they're going to go for the tiny cage that matches the decor in the living room. And while these cages are being manufactured, people are going to buy them.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Don't sell them and people won't buy them.
Exactly.
You know, be responsible.
Yeah, so that, you know, the care guides in the pet shops might say the hamster has to have a 100 by 50 centimetre enclosure, but if they're selling a 20 by 30, people are going to buy it because it's the cheapest option.
Been doing this for 2 months, and this is like the very beginning. So we're trying to like open up a wellness cafe in Bristol, serving all natural, all healthy stuff, functional drinks, and like, you know, smoothies and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, we're not going to forget the coffees and the teas and all that. So, yeah.
Okay, well, you just make whatever you're feeling right now. So, how many hearts does an octopus have? Is it A, 1, B, 2, or C, 3?
I think it's 2, you know. 2?
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'll give it away.
I'm going to say, do you want me to guess or do you want to guess? You guess. I'll guess 2.
It's not. It's 3.
Oh,
Okay, I have
okay.
a bonus question.
Ooh.
What colour is their blood?
What color is it going to be? Because I don't think it's going to be blue, because that's just green. Green.
Do you want me to say?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Final answer. No, blue. Right.
Oh.
You were right.
I
You were right.
it wouldn't be the same.
No. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. True or false?
I think that's a myth, no? No. I think that's true. You think that's true? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what
Don't
I
look
think
at me.
of memory. I'm gonna follow the boss who says it's true. The
No.
boss is wrong.
It is false. It is false. Their long-term memory can be at least 6 months. Which bird species is said to propose with pebbles? Is
With
it
pebbles?
puffins,
Okay.
penguins, or seagulls?
I think it's seagulls. Seagulls. I'm gonna go for seagulls. Yeah.
I don't think
they
it's,
like
no,
to pick
it's-
things.
No, they steal our sandwiches. I don't think they take pebbles. I think they like pebbles. I think like it's puffins.
Honestly, I have no idea.
It's penguins. I think it's penguins.
Final answer.
Final answer.
It's penguins.
Yes, I knew it.
I need to listen to you.
I've heard it before.
Yeah, so Gen 2 penguins, they build their nests with pebbles. So giving a pebble to their partner is kind of like a
Aw.
signification of their commitment to one another.
Oh.
So they're said to propose.
Like diamonds for us.
Yes, exactly. Diamonds, pebbles, it's
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
All right, okay, one more. How fast can a hippo run? Is it 7 miles an hour, 11 miles an hour, or 19 miles an hour?
You know, hippos are all made of muscle. It's actually not fast.
They're fast.
It's 19.
I think it's 19.
I'm gonna go for 19.
Follow the boss.
It's 19! Yes! It's 19.
Well, we're not looking too bad now.
No, I think that was like 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty,
We
pretty
passed.
good.
That's a pass mark.
Yeah.
That is can we just talk about the fact that you made this
Yeah.
while answering those questions?
Yeah.
I'm just standing here. You're actually doing something.
All right. You want to pick a straw as well?
What have we got here?
So this is mixed berry, and instead of using sugar or artificial syrup, we use organic maple syrup, and we also use a little bit of lemon juice just to give it that zing.
Guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can taste some maple syrup.
Really? Okay.
That is
That's the whole point. Yeah, yeah. So we try to keep everything, you know, all natural, because we care about our customers' health, you know. So yeah, and this is the kiwi pineapple.
Have a try that?
Yeah.
Can I have some of that too? Of course. You're spoiling me today, guys. Kiwi and what, sorry?
Pineapple.
Kiwi and
Yeah,
pineapple.
and we do the same
That's
thing.
our favourite.
Yeah,
We do the same thing with like a maple syrup and lemon.
Oh my goodness! And this is good for you.
Absolutely.
This is healthy.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
All vegan, all natural.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. Everything plant-based.
So is this your first kind of stall ever? Started 2 months ago, did you say?
No, we've done like 5-6 events. Yeah, smaller and bigger.
Okay.
One day, hopefully, we'll have our own place.
If you're making things like this,
Yeah,
absolutely you will.
we'll make them even better.
Absolutely you will. So what is supposed to be in an enriched cage? What are they meant to have access to?
So, like a perch, which is just a small plastic line that's just above like the caged floor. So they'll be on cages their entire lives. Their feet will be going into that, and some of them will sit on the perch every once in a while. And a small nesting square, which is just like a small green plastic square, I guess. But it's just
And
it's a complete joke.
that's an enriched cage.
Yeah, we went in at night. We saw they were all crowded together, all on the perches, and so there's hundreds of them were just, they pretty much couldn't move. They were like right by each other, and they just
And that's
really, just not much different at all. And in the day when we went back, there were very few out there, and it seems some studies that it's only 8% will be out at a time, and they don't go more than 50 meters from the shed, so they all kind of crowd around the entrance to it. And don't even go into the fields that are on the marketing and advertising. The lovely hens explore the fields when basically none of them are out, and they're all right by the entrance of the shed.
So does that happen even with free range? Are they out in, as you say, with advertising in the green fields? Or does free range not even really mean that free range?
Really doesn't mean free
Yeah.
at all. It depends on the size of the shed, but the massive sheds, only a quarter of them actually ever go out. So tons of them, they stay inside because of the potholes. The holes they have to go out to get outside are small, and more dominant ones kind of peck and control because they're obviously a social hierarchical animal, and there'll be 10 of them in the wild in like a small close-knit group. So putting that many together, they can't really understand it. And of course, some of them are going to naturally be more dominant than others.
It's the advertising.
Yeah, the advertising is just completely a lie, and people like to think that it's nice and what is sold on the packet is true. And it takes someone to actually kind of look into that and think about it for the first time, to have that epiphany that, oh, maybe it isn't kind of what I'm being sold.
That's it.
And when people start to unravel that and see into that, they think, wow, yeah, this isn't quite what I thought it was at all.
It's the demand, isn't it? Like people there are so many eggs. We can't have enough space, enough welfare checks. Like when you talk about red tractor assured, oh my God. Red tractor means nothing.
Yeah, the vast majority of farms that Viva's been in are all red tractor approved, and
It drives me mad.
it doesn't mean anything really.
It absolutely drives me mad. Like the fact that, what do they say that they do? That they check on them and
Yeah, and
they know it's all high welfare.
and they have like a vet visit, and they have scheduled visits mostly, and some random ones. But of course, if it's scheduled, you can just improve it for that day.
And is that what happens?
Yeah, I'd imagine that is what happens, because so many times they come back and they say, we found no evidence of cruelty, like on hogwood that is now shut down, that Viva investigated. They investigate it and say, no, we haven't found anything wrong here. But of course, the footage that Viva took, and it took us going in 3 times and actually recording the workers kind of abusing the animals and having some cameras in there overnight and kind of getting footage of what really happens there. And finally it had to go close down, but it took a lot of work and effort to kind of do that.
And it takes you guys going in. I mean, I've seen some of your exposés. They're brutal but incredible, because you're lifting the lid. And I think so many people have no idea this is being sold. Happy egg.
Yeah, and yeah, the only people that are happy are the people that are earning the money from it.
Which bird species is said to propose with pebbles? Is it puffins, penguins or seagulls? You don't even need the multiple choice. You are correct. You are correct. So obviously they make their nests with pebbles. So offering a pebble is a kind of symbol of their commitment to one another. Well done. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. True or false? False. Final answer?
No.
Yeah, false. Boom. Correct. All right. How many hearts does an octopus have? Is it 1, 2, or 3? Look at you go! Oh my goodness. You are correct. It's 3. One circulates blood, and then the other 2 pick up oxygen as it passes the gills. How fast can a hippo run? 7 miles an hour, 11 miles an hour, or 19 miles an hour?
Okay, 19.
You on a roll is correct. Is correct. All right. Which of these animals can recognize themselves in the mirror? Is it beluga whales, horse, or a dog?
I think
It's 5 out of 5. Absolutely smashed it. Well done. You guys are really at the forefront of massive cost of living crisis. Do you mainly, is it Balkans?
We're in the Balkans, yeah. So we rescue dogs, cats, anything that arrives at our gates, basically. We bring home dogs only to the UK that are suitable, that we feel will cope with UK life. So anything else, we provide sanctuary for the rest of their lives. So care, anything, we fundraise to do that. So at any one time, we've got lots of dogs, lots of cats, a few herbies. We call them our herbies, but we're running on a shoestring. So, yeah.
I bet the cost of living for people abandoning their pets, but also for you guys, your kennel bills.
In Serbia and the Balkans where we operate, what you have is a lot of dogs. They will live in low-income families, but the outcome is that you get kittens and puppies that are abandoned. And they end up on our gates. You know, they are a byproduct of families who've got a dog for a reason, maybe a cat for a reason, you know, for vermin control, as they call it, or for guarding, and they can't afford to neuter or spay. So we've got a neuter and spay programme, which we've got a grant for, and we will try and do stray animals, but we'll also do from low-income families, so that they will take responsibility for their animals to make sure that they are not going to be able to reproduce further down the line, because that's the problem. You've got this cascade. So we try and focus on females. So we try and focus on female dogs, female cats. So because the boys will keep going, whereas the girls, if they haven't got a uterus, they can't do anything. Yeah. So we're doing that. So we've been able to start that since January. We've done about 40 dogs and cats so far.
Wow.
With the grant, with help from the grant givers, which is amazing.
Yes.
And they're giving it to us in tranches. And what we're trying to do is to educate the community and also the young people about responsible dog ownership, that there is a consequence to not doing this. But the cost of living over there, it is a massive cost to be able to spay or neuter out of their monthly salary. They just can't afford it. But the problem will continue, and therefore we will continue with us picking up the pieces of dogs and cats who are unwanted that we will not abandon. No. So we've got dogs and cats and herbivores, like I said, who are within our rescue. We only take the dogs, we bring in dogs to the UK who we think can cope with life over here, that are going to be able to adapt. Those ones that are either too old or have got medical or behavioural issues that we think will never cope. You think, oh, the Balkans, it's probably quite cheap. It's not. It costs more to buy a specialist cat food than it is to buy it over here and send it across. So
what? I did not expect that.
No, it is. If you've got an animal with a health problem, it costs too much for them to be able to do it. So, but if we've got a cat or a dog with a health problem, we don't just say, oh, you just got to get on with it. We buy the quality that they need to be able to, and the vet care that's associated with it. So we've got to do that every day. There's something going on, and we're not going to ignore it. So you have to fundraise, and unfortunately, people get compassion fatigue. They get so that they've seen it, and we can't show all their awfulness sometimes of what life is like for animals. And sometimes people will say, oh, well, why can't you just, there's so much suffering here. And it's not that people are innately cruel.
No.
It's just that life over there is innately tougher. And you've got to be able to survive. Yeah. And people are in survival mode over there. We haven't got a clue in comparison.
And it's the education as well. Like, I think maybe over here we're kind of slightly more aware about the ramifications of cats and how many kittens they can have. Yeah. I think maybe over there. But as you say, it's the accessibility.
Yeah.
Like someone out of their monthly wage to sterilise, neuter. Yeah. It's not the first thing on their list.
No, it's not.
Of course it's not.
And, I found out things the last year, like I didn't know a cat who's already pregnant can then get pregnant again with another litter.
I didn't even know.
No.
What the hell?
What stimulates them to ovulate is being impregnated. So you'll have to Google it.
Whoa.
Honestly. Yeah.
That is really weird, and no wonder you guys are working hard. So it's like neuter. Is that like your?
Yes,
that's your.
Well, it's one of the things. Yeah. Obviously, got the commitment. So like dogs in our brochure here that are like Cleo. We've got. She's an elderly dog. She's never going to be suitable for rehoming. She's living with her rescuer, who has taken probably years for her rescuer to gain her trust. We're not going to put her on a truck and bring her to the UK because it would ruin her life. She would not understand life here, but she's safe there. So it's that contrast between those oldies that we've got, who we've got a commitment to, and also that contrast with the younger dogs and that local community. So we've got the two aspects that we're doing at the same time.
And they're quite successful when they come over to the UK. Are they okay?
We give them back up for life. We're very careful about rehoming policy.
You guys are amazing.
Well, we're
smashing
it. Yeah. So I've got a rescue dog. I've got Rue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Love that name.
Rue is about 2.5, and she's gorgeous. She's adorable. So as a team, there's all sorts of things going on, not just things like this.
No.
Yeah. So they give them that start off to get them to the UK, see how they are, and make sure that they've got the best chance possible. So yeah.
We're financially secure because we've got no staff, so we haven't got a burden. We haven't got to worry about raising money just to pay people.
Outside the House of Lords, House of Commons.
Okay.
It was a rally organised by League Against Cruel Sports. They asked us to participate and support, which we did.
Yeah.
The whole point was to highlight the consultation against the trail hunting, or the government has framed it as action against trail hunting, but the reality is there's so much more going on here. It's not just trail hunting which is the problem, it's lots of stuff within the act we need changing.
Right.
And obviously we're using the consultation and our activities with MPs and the Animal Welfare Minister to highlight what needs to be done. But it went very well. We had Chris Packham, Peter Egan and others there speaking. They're both great supporters of the HSA and anti-hunting in general. We got some great photos of them with our flags.
Fantastic.
Yes, it went very well. I think we had about 500 people there, and it's just sending a message that something needs to be done in this parliamentary term.
The smokescreen of trail hunting is crazy. Wasn't there actually a webinar leaked?
Yes.
Like smokescreen, that word was used.
Yes, we were given the video of their training manual on how to avoid getting convicted.
Come on.
And they used the word smokescreen. They were talking about having burner phones. They were saying about having 2 different trails, so to confuse the matter. And one person was convicted who got off an appeal, but the point is it highlighted what they're doing. And they're still doing it, because the Times done an article literally this week where how they're talking about, we will tell the parliamentarians that we're going to change to a different scent time, and that will be enough. They're just doing everything to keep the structure of hunting going, in the hope there's going to be repeal. They would do anything to carry on killing animals.
So how do they justify trail hunting? I mean, I know that there was the going underground. They say it was something to protect birds. You know, they send the terriers underground and they say it's something to protect birds. And it's just these weird...
That's the exemptions where they're allowed to dig out a fox if it's close to a shooting estate. But there's so many rules around that. They have to have written permission from the landowner on the day. They had to have a weapon, which is licensed, and there's no connection to trail hunting at all. So it doesn't happen, because as soon as we see it, we just say to the police, you know, where's their license? Where's this? Where's that? It doesn't happen. Trail hunting
also doesn't happen. 90% of hunts from our observations do not lay a trail. A few do, but they don't follow that trail. They lay the trail and film themselves, and they go off and hunt. And then they end up in court and they say, oh, you've laid a trail. Where's your evidence? Well, here's Bob who laid the trail. And that's it. There's no real film with dates and stuff.
Bob, honestly.
It just isn't just a smokescreen. It's just an excuse. Trail hunting was invented after the Hunting Act. They couldn't become drag hunts because the drag hunt organisation wouldn't let them join. And drag hunting is different. Drag hunt lays a trail when they're laying a trail in the open. Trail hunting, when it happens on those few occasions, is through woods where animals live. Even if they were doing it, it's a deliberate way of killing animals. So it's just hunters being hunters.
There's no ramifications for this at all. Like, I was looking on your site, every year you guys have done investigations, found people guilty. They'll be slap on the wrist, fine, and repeat charges as well. Like, these are kind of the same people, just, you know, there's not enough.
I mean, first, we're not out there to get them in court. We're out there to stop them killing. That's our main job. Getting them in court is a secondary. If they kill or we get video, we will try and get them in court if we can, obviously. But our first job is to save the lives. We've had now 31 convictions. Since 2019, we're the only organisation actively seeking convictions. All the other groups have stopped. Because it's hard, it's difficult to do. We've got over 60 active groups out there every week following hunts, and that's how we get the evidence. So we've had our 31st conviction this week. We got about 5 in the pipeline.
Okay, this is good. Thank you.
It's just putting the pressure on the hunt.
Yeah.
It's annoying because a conviction is great, but we fail. An animal, in most cases, died, or at least was chased. We want to stop that, obviously.
And it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Like throwing foxes to hounds. Does that happen?
Yeah, Coniston last year in Cumbria, they dug a fox out. We managed to catch it on drone footage, and they dug it out, detached the animal, took it a few hundred yards and threw it to the hounds. Now, that's actually quite important because by doing that, they're actually breaching the Animal Welfare Act because the animal becomes captive, which means you can get a more serious sentence. On the back of that one video footage, 19 people have been arrested. We supplied to the consultation 34 terabytes of video. And that was video which only had taken place for the last 2 years. We got so much video, we thought we can't give them it all. So we narrowed it down. We do the last 2 years. It happens all the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Are we talking like every day, every week?
Well, fox hunting takes place between August and May.
Okay.
So there's a small gap in the summer. There's stag hunts, slightly different periods. Hare hunts take place at the same time. There's mink hunts in the summer. There's about 200 hunts of the different sorts, stag, hare, fox and mink in existence. And that sounds bad, but we're losing about 4 hunts a year. So the numbers are going down. People are stopping going to hunt. There's less and less people doing it. It's expensive. So putting the pressure on that is part of the job. Yeah. The National War Crime Unit has announced that they are making hunting a priority. So we are getting there, but it's very, very slow. And bottom line is we can get them into court. And as a copper said to me recently, you know, you're community activists. You're exposing crime. And we're doing it with no budget. None of us are paid. The HSA is completely volunteer from top to bottom. And we're presenting evidence to the police for prosecution. And it should be a done deal. Yeah. Because it's a case of, here's a crime, here's the evidence, off you go. Yeah. Not as simple as that. But
well, thank goodness you are. And you're on your 31st. So congratulations for that. So tell me a little bit about how you guys started. How long have you been going?
Well, I started 7 years ago.
Okay.
Just before lockdown.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad for us actually because we were outdoor.
Okay.
So it wasn't too bad.
People got to eat.
Exactly. Then it boomed after lockdown. And then everyone realized that they can actually get options afterwards. So
yeah.
It's plateaued now. But,
okay. Well, you're so busy today. You've had a queue like all day. It's for people.
Well, the thing is with Caribbean vegan, well, today there are two here.
Yeah.
I would say it's rare because it's usually very meat-heavy Caribbean food.
Okay.
But then I came here and then there's another one, so I can't even.
But it is rare. It is rare.
Pigeons.
Oh, it smells incredible.
Thank you very much. So what I did was try to sort of mimic the Caribbean flavors, but obviously with veg instead of the meat.
Yeah.
They do like it. They do like the way how I put the flavors together.
Yes.
Things like the pickle, people come back and say, I love, get the sweet, the salty, you get the balance of flavor right. So,
And this is your recipe.
this is my recipe. I actually,
Keep that on lockdown.
actually sell this. I've now packaged it, so it's now it's gonna go online because people come back and the feedback is so great. Well, yeah,
I am one of them. That is.
you love it. Oh.
How did we get from pigeons getting medals, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Pigeons have got medals. Okay. How do we go from that to where we are now?
So there's a whole thing with pigeon getting medals, which we can go into. But the problem is it didn't start there. It started 8,000 years before that, when we took rock doves, which is where they come from, and decided that we could use rock doves because we could eat them and we can use their eggs. So before we decided that chickens were easy prey instead, we used pigeons. Pigeons are like the OG chicken.
Pigeons are OG chicken. And so rock doves, are they the ones that are quite bad at building nests?
Okay, let me correct you right there.
Correct me.
Pigeons are amazing at building nests.
What the hell?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Imagine this has got a roof just here, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna live, you and me, we're gonna have some babies. And we're gonna live on this surface here, right?
Yeah.
Why do we need, we've got a roof, we've got a shelter, we've got a flat surface. Why do we need to spend energy and time collecting 100 sticks and leaves and building a nest where we can go down the road, get 2 sticks and put them like that to stop our eggs rolling out?
That's all you need.
And then we've got big fluffy underbits to sit on our eggs and keep them warm and our babies. That's all we need. They're really efficient.
They get so much crap.
I know, it drives me mad.
Oh,
and then you look at a blue tit, and the blue tits are there in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, trying to get stuff to build a nest. And the pigeons are like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you don't need to do all this.
Just get 2 sticks. Is the egg going to roll?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Okay, good.
And it's because rock doves are not tree birds. So all the feral pigeons you see in towns and cities are not tree birds. I have to be really careful, particularly online, when people are like advocating for pigeons, and they'll go to us, it's not fair, we've built all these birds and we've got rid of all the trees. And I'm like, dude, they don't want the trees. They want to live on our buildings because that's their heritage. So they actually want to live on our buildings because they mimic their original roots as rock doves.
So now when I see the spikes, that is just even more brutal.
So we've bred them. Yeah,
Oh,
it's brutal.
no.
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you loads of things.
No, give it to me. It's okay. It's okay.
We've bred them. We've bred the rock doves. We've eaten them. We've bred them, and the reason we chose them was because they breed all year round. They have 2 eggs per clutch, and their eggs will hatch in 20 days. And 20 days later, they'll be pretty much independent, so we can have 2 more eggs.
Oh,
and that's all year round. So one pair of pigeons. I saw a song, and I can't remember. It was something like one pair of pigeons can have 170 babies in a year, or descendants, or in.
Oh my god!
Oh, the maths
and
is
for us
bonkers.
Humans, we're like,
delicious,
brilliant yield, and all of that.
Yeah. So when we're looking at pigeons like wild, truly native wild pigeons, so we're looking at stock doves, turtle doves, wood pigeons, and rock doves. But there aren't really any rock doves left because we've used them all, and now they've all got feral pigeon DNA.
Of course we have. Yeah, of course we have.
When we're looking at those, the wild birds, so Eurasian collared doves, wood pigeons, turtle doves, for example, they come under the Wildlife and Countryside Act, I think it's of like 1981.
Okay.
They're protected to a degree. We're still allowed to shoot them, and we're still allowed to get rid of them if they're in the way. But because they eat a multitude of things, they can eat grasses and seeds, and some of them will eat insects as well, and berries and fruit. So they're doing all right. We don't have to worry too much. We have to worry about our cats eating them. But actually, on the whole, they're not doing too bad. But with feral pigeons, they don't come technically under that act because they're not wild birds. They're domestic animals.
Wow.
legally listed as.
Yeah. So in theory they're protected,
Oh.
but it's very hard. And also then if you're looking at getting any kind of help for them, any kind of protection or any funding for them or any law change, you'll go to one government body or a charity or a council and say, hey guys, we need help with these birds. And they'll go, oh, they're domestic. We only deal with wild. RSPB, won't touch them. And then you'll go to the RSPCA and say, hang on, these are domestic. And they'll go, oh no, they're wild. And you're like, you can't have it both ways.
Are they living things? Yes. Are they in trouble? Yes.
But no. So that's why I started the MPA, and that's why we've got the National Pigeon Advocacy Association, because somebody needs to do something about it. And actually, that's not me I've got no ego. It's not about me. There are thousands of people, there's millions of pigeons, millions of people in this country that are advocating for pigeons. They're just hidden. Because as soon as you say you look after pigeons, you get the same kind of rhetoric thrown at you, or is that the right way to say it, as pigeons do. Dirty, smelly, you know, that's what I get. That people will meet me, they've seen me online, or they'll come to one of my talks, or they'll come to an event, and they'll go, I'm not joking, I've had this said to me, oh, you scrub up quite well. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Well, I thought you'd been kind of like on you.
Oh my goodness. See, this is how in depth it goes.
So you've got somebody that actually already feels unconfident and marginalised. Yeah. They don't want to step out into the light and be like, hey, we'll help. And you've got that. And then you've got the people going, they're dirty, rah, 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 rah. So I absolutely want to champion those people.
Yeah.
So when I say I'm doing this, it's not just me.
Yeah.
And I felt alone doing this for a long time. Just back a step, sorry about that, I just skipped a step. When I was in veterinary practice, the only reason I started advocating for pigeons was because the nurse at the practice that started looking after them left. And I still, this is 17 years ago, I still remember that day because it was pivotal. Pivotal in my life, because I remember going, I'm not going to swear, but what am I going to do? I don't want to look after those birds. I'm looking after the other birds. I've got a sanctuary already that I used to do when I wasn't at work, looking after blue tits and kingfishers and blackbirds. Because they're beautiful and they're in need, aren't they?
Yeah.
But pigeons aren't. And they're dirty, horrible stuff.
You're facilitating a movement here.
Yeah, it's a movement. It absolutely is.
Changing perspectives. Yeah. It's undoing so many wrongs that have happened, would you say, 8,000 years?
8,000 years ago, yeah. There's a lot to undo.
There's a lot to undo.
And that's just the ferals. We've then got to look at pigeon racing, which needs banning. There's whole loads of it. It is a movement, and it's like you just mentioned the conference. When that came into my brain February last year, I kind of thought, you know what we need? That was literally one thought. And I got a friend called Shakira who does incredible work with, she's an RVN as well in practice.
Right.
She does incredible work. And I just messaged her and I was like, do you think we should have a pigeon conference? She just went, yes, girl. Because that's how she speaks. I'm like a mad old auntie.
Yeah, girl.
She's a baby. She's only in her 30s. And and she was like, oh, let's do it. And it just built from there. And honestly, we hired this tiny little room in a conference centre. I thought we'd have about 15 people. And then we sold 130 tickets. We sold out. And I was like, what's happening?
And you were doing Zoom Lives as well.
Yeah, 300 people zoomed in. And since then, we've sold tickets to rewatch the talks, and we're still getting those purchased now. What I'd love to do is be able to give all of this out there for free, but we don't have any support. There is nothing. We're trying to get there, but we're very much grassroots. We're trying to get there. I would love to be able to give this out to people that want it for free, but at the moment we can't do that. So what we do instead is we try and get sponsors, and the tickets we've got our own Derby Conference Centre just on our own this year, just to make sure that it's a safe space and that we can have more people. So we can have 400 people this year, and I know, I'm a bit like, yes. And what we've done again this year is made sure that the tickets, they're 120 quid till the end of June. They go up in July to 150. But that literally covers our costs. Nobody's making any money from this. If we sell 200 tickets, we break even and we're covered. If we sell 300 tickets, it's going to be 10 grand sitting there that we can give back, to people that are advocating for pigeons. So straight away, this whole movement is not sustainable until we've got people working. I can't do it on my own. Sam Crick can't do it on her own. Shakira can't. None of us can. And there are thousands of us doing this. We need support. Yeah. So that's why we come here and we do these talks. And it's really important.
In 2003, was that the first VegFest?
First Bristol Vegan Fayre, we started in 2003. Just did it for the crack. We had about 40 stallholders. 1,000 people along.
That's amazing for a first one.
Oh yeah. No, it's 2003. Nothing had ever happened like that before. There'd been a couple of vegan events, but didn't really have any rock and roll in them. We come along and put the rock and roll into it, put the party into it. Well, that's because I'm a party person. And my background is free parties.
Solstice weekend, come on.
Solstice weekend. I was part of the original Stonehenge crew.
Yes,
So I was at Stonehenge in 1980, 81, 82, 83, and then 84. And then we went back there in 85 and had the bean field. And then we went back there again in 86 and took the site just to be cheeky. And that was it. So that's 40 years ago now.
I bet you, though, it's not the same now, Stonehenge. From when I've been, it's so much more policed.
There was nothing like Stonehenge Free Festival. I mean, that was anarchy in the UK. Like, no, that was real.
Yeah.
There was nothing like it. There'll never be anything like it in this country again.
No. Everything's so different now.
Very different.
I appreciate you kind of like the music you've had here today.
Yeah. Yeah, well, old school.
Yeah.
Original party people.
See, there was a bit of drum and bass, there was a bit of jungle. I'm like, okay, you got to bring the party. This isn't just traders. It feels very like unification. There's a real camaraderie about people are all here for common interest because they care. Whether that's humans, animals, the planet, it feels very inclusive.
It's a very nice collective. I mean,
yes,
vegan collective is battered after COVID. You know, before COVID, this whole thing was a scene that was so thriving. It really blew up in 2015, 16, 17, 18, and then 19, and COVID came along. You know, since then it's been a very different story. But you know, we're still going, and what we've got is a cool collective that was now been together for quite a few years. And so when you come to a place like Bristol Vegan Fayre, you are walking into a place where a lot of people know each other, a lot of people who work together. Yeah, that's good.
It is with such a good vibe today. And I was really interested to hear that your kind of start for veganism wasn't just animals.
Not at all.
You actually discovered a lot of the human impact of
Absolutely.
agriculture.
Yeah, so my original motivation to go vegan, this is going back 1984. So I'd already gone pretty much plant-based in 1980. So I was already well on the way to not eating animals. And that was really, I wouldn't so much call it a health thing, nor what I call it holistic.
Okay.
It was an overall feel-good factor that ticked. And people used to ask me in the 80s, why are you vegan? And instead of trying to explain like one aspect of it, I'll just say, it ticks so many boxes. You know, so whatever you care about, you will find that veganism would be part of your solution. So, you know, if part of your problem is, as was for me in 1984, we were watching Live Aid. We were seeing for the first time in British TV pictures of starving communities being filmed right into our front rooms, and the British public hadn't really seen it before, and it fell upon the rock and roll to answer it. Governments did nothing. It's just the height of the Thatcher government. You weren't going to see the Thatcher government doing nothing to help people in Ethiopia. The people who made the rock and roll, the people who made the music, and a bit closer to the heart of people, they felt that, and there was this big rise. And obviously it's something that Bob Geldof fronted, you know, but it involved a whole mass of people. And right the way through, you know, right that time, and when the record went on sale, everybody was selling that record. You know, people in the corner shops were selling that record. Everybody wanted to be part of it. And what I realised at that time, and this has come out in government figures, during that period in Ethiopia, there was some water and land being used for agriculture in the north of Ethiopia. And all the people went to the south starving, and they were growing cattle fodder in the north of Ethiopia and selling it to you know, European firms. And so what little water and food was available was being bought by Western nations. And of course, because of the land leasing, it meant that even the Ethiopian farmers were getting nothing for it either. You know, so none of the money was coming in. It was just all being sucked dry. And that was the price of a cup of tea, and with milk in it in 1984. If you were putting a bit of milk in a cup of tea, you were literally, that was a child's life. And when I worked that out, that was that. It's like, I'm boycotting this. There's no way I'm buying into the animal product. It's causing starvation of kids. And you can see even now, I'm really upset about it. To be honest, I'm really angry about it, that we haven't just anywhere near enough. And we're currently feeding 78 billion land animals every day with food, grain,
Yeah.
Grain that's been grown and imported. And we've got over 1 billion people without enough food going hungry. We've got another 2 billion people living in food injustice. And I'm not so naive as to say, well, it's just the way we make our food. Obviously, there's systems in place.
It's concerning me, Rao, but it's that overarching animal cruelty is not enough. I think we need to go back to animal rights and the injustice that animals are going through, and actually their sentience. And the fact that they are individuals and not commodities. I think
absolutely.
Let's change the narrative a little bit. Like, yes, it's horrible, but they have rights, or they should have rights.
They do have rights. And it's good that you touch on animal rights, because we're in an animal rights movement by name, but not in substance. We're actually in an animal welfare movement.
Right.
So most of the campaigns and most of the work is to do with the treatment of animals and how we treat animals. The whole point about veganism and animal rights is to challenge the fact that we're using the tool. And that's often lost in the post. And it's not the treatment that's the problem. It's a symptom. But the problem, the fundamental problem, is that humans think it's okay to use animals as commodities. That's what we have to challenge, and that's what veganism should be doing, but quite often gets lost in the post. It does. It's just wrapped up with health and environment and animal welfare. But actually, veganism is an animal rights movement that recognises that animals have fundamental rights to exist and not to be commodified, and that as humans, our job is to recognise those rights, is to uphold those rights, advocate for those rights, and at a bare minimum, not actually violate those rights. That's what's behind veganism. That's what people do vegan is so that we stop using animals. This whole drive about treatment, about whether animals are kept in cages or whether they're being factory farmed, all of these things are terrible. All the cruelty and all the suffering is really bad. But that's not the fundamental wrong. The fundamental wrong is that we use animals, and that's what's got to change. Not how we treat them, not how we regulate our industries, but how we actually stop using them altogether. That is the path to total liberation.
Yeah. So remind me.
That's mango.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad on tropical, so this is going to be a tall order.
That's one of our latest ones.
Now we're talking. Spicy cinnamon.
Spicy cinnamon, yes.
Spicy cinnamon, okay.
Suppose if you put it in your fridge and then you take it out over some ice.
Woo! That is festive, isn't it?
The festive one, yeah.
I reckon this might give me a bit of a buzz, hey?
You think so?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. If I do all 4, let's find out.
Go for it.
Okay, so...
Rosé.
Rosé. Strawberry rosé. So is this the OG?
Yeah. These 2 are most popular ones.
Oh my God. That is divine. It's actually making my eyes water a little bit. Woo! And also, I haven't had tequila rosé since I became vegan, which was like over a decade ago. So,
yeah. So it's bringing back memories.
Oh, that is. Okay, and this is coffee. Coffee?
That is coffee caramel, yeah.
Coffee caramel. Beautiful. I think that's my favourite. Is that?
These 2 are the most popular. All of them.
Oh, well, that's a treat. And I know that you guys are sustainable as well.
It's got the packaging, so you can see it's all sustainable packaging.
Look at that. And that is absolutely beautiful. How much is one of your little
so yeah,
samples?
You can mix and match. And that's
okay.
£5.
Okay. That's good to know. Well, I'll be hopping about this place, but are you here till 6?
Yeah, we'll see you.
Okay. Come have some more of these samples. Thank you. Guys, who likes tequila here?